A lot of investors are worried about the pervasive economy-wide impacts of a potential Evergrande default. But even if you save Evergrande, the truth is that the local governments rely on revenue generated from land lease sales in China. So even if you save Evergrande, you're really just kicking the can down the road for a future real estate crisis again. So what's the solution here? Well, you already know, it's a property tax. But getting one going in China is a lot easier said than done. In this video, we're going to investigate if they can in fact do it. You're watching More Money? Let's get it. Now guys, make no mistake, China already does have a property tax system in place, but it's only on commercial property and not on residential assets. Part of Xi Jinping's broad effort to achieve common prosperity has the Chinese government pushing forward with an introduction of a property tax for three main reasons in my opinion. The first reason is to deter speculation in the housing market. The second is to address social inequality. And the third is to break the local government reliance on land lease sales, which is what has pushed this real estate market into bubble territory in my opinion. But as explained earlier, right now approximately half of the money generated by local governments is being done through land lease sales. So they are very hesitant to support any policy that could suppress real estate values like a property tax would surely do. Now, property tax isn't anything new. Municipal governments in Shanghai and Chongqing, excuse my pronunciation there, have been conducting property tax trials with tax rates ranging from 0.4% to 1.2%. In Shanghai, only certain homes purchased after 2011 are being taxed, and in Chongqing, only high-end properties and villas are currently being taxed. So these property tax programs are operating and generating tax revenue. The next step is really to expand these programs, and it looks like the programs will be expanded in such a way that it will largely impact the most affluent first. According to Lee Quillen, a chief economist at Hongda Securities Co., local governments may exempt 30 to 60 square meters or 320 to 650 square feet for each household member based on the area's per capita living space. So they're effectively exempting almost everyone from property tax except for those people that live in the largest homes, so they'll be paying the lion's share of the property tax. Additionally, it looks like the rate will be lower for those buying their first homes, according to Liu Jinwan, head of the Chinese Association for Fiscal and Tax Law. So it looks like they are on their way to getting a property tax established, albeit slowly. This is very good news for investors in Chinese equities because the last thing that you want to see is the problem continue and then the Chinese real estate market bursts. But the one challenge that I see is that a property tax at this point is absolutely essential to breaking the reliance of local governments on land lease sales. So the cycle of aggressively speculating on home sales can be stopped. But guys, is it too little, too late for the Chinese real estate market? In other words, are they due for a correction? And is the Evergrande situation combined with a property tax on the horizon enough to violently send the real estate market downwards? I think if you look at the most expensive cities like Shenzhen, which is the fourth most expensive city in China, you may reach that conclusion as the apartment cost is 43.5 times the average annual salary. To put that into perspective, the average American wage is $50,000 and an equivalent average condo price would be $2.2 million. So you'd think that based on those numbers, it's clear that some people can say that a real estate crash is inevitable. But I would personally say that that's not the big risk that I see, because these larger cities have real estate prices supported with lots of well-paying job opportunities, similar to high-priced markets in the West like New York, San Francisco, and Toronto. The real risk, in my opinion, is more inland, where you have 65 million empty apartments that could potentially now be hit with a property tax. How quickly can that set off a domino effect of investors rushing to offload their properties? So the real solution here will be to provide ongoing federal aid to the local governments for two reasons. One, reduce their dependence on land lease sales while they remain in a period of an inability to raise revenues through property tax. Two, incentivize job growth in those areas by encouraging businesses to locate there, which can support the overbuilt real estate market. There are a lot of assumptions that go into those solutions, but in my opinion, it's really the only way to get to a soft landing. Of course, I'm not an expert here, so let me know what you think. Also, with the Western locations mentioned of New York, San Francisco, and Toronto, let's not kid ourselves. All three of those locations could experience a big correction as well for other reasons. I encourage you to check out part 2 of this series, where I dive into what exactly the local and federal governments are doing with this ongoing Evergrande situation. You can get to that video right here. And of course, if you're new to the channel, I really hope that I earned your subscription today. And of course, guys, please smash that like button. It really helps YouTube know that this channel provides valuable content, and thus they'll share it with more viewers. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you later.